Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for joining me again. And today we're going to be going through some photos. Here are some of my thoughts on the 70 to 200. This is the Sigma 70 to 200 Sport. I'm not going to say all the other letters. You'll see that in the description of the video. But I did recently acquire this lens. So while we're going through these photos, you're going to see me taking some couple of sips of tea, and we're gonna go through these photos. I'm gonna talk about my experience with shooting with this lens thus far. Now, everybody knows that I am a portrait shooter. I am a prime shooter, excuse me, and that is the that is what I've been doing for my entire career is shooting mostly with prime lenses. And um, But a 70 to 200 is a central workhorse for many photographers. I don't know too many photographers who does not own a 70 to 200. And because of how the level of quality that you get out of the 70 to 200 these days, um, it is it is almost like shooting with a prime lens. Obviously, there are differences. The main one being most primes can go beyond 2.8 up into other higher f2, 1.4, 1.2, those kind of things. So, but our focus today is how does the Sigma 70 to 200 perform? Now, remember, the Sony G Master 70 to 200 version 2 is about $2,700. The Sigma 70 to 200 is about 12, 11 to $1,200 cheaper, about 14, $1,500. So there's a big savings. So beyond the weight differences and the the issue with the zoom ring being in the front instead of the middle of the lens, let's just talk about what it can actually do. What can it produce? And so let's take a look at some photos, and I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about it. I'm going to say off the bat, this lens does an excellent job at simply focusing in on the target, even in low light conditions. And you're going to see some of those towards the end of this video. But, and the image quality is excellent. This is G Master level image quality, in my view. This first shot is of my cats, and this is Mocha. We just black and white at the image, but you can see how it stands out. Very detailed. It came out extremely well. We were in downtown Detroit earlier this week. That's my hometown. And you can see we just shot this photo. This was natural light. It's coming in from a window in a restaurant. Took the lens right out my bag and took a couple of shots. And you just see how well that this looks. Very detailed, very light editing, just to enhance the color and play with the exposure a little bit. But you can see how good that looks. This is the kind of photo that you would find in any magazine, that you would find that a restaurant would want to have for their menu to put on their website. This is it. This is exactly what clients who are hiring food photographers will want. This is exactly it. A couple of shots of of some streets. In the area I was in, they have We love Detroit sign, so I just took a shot of that. But you can see the great detail and everything there. There's a nice little garden from a nonprofit called the Greening of Detroit, and it's like right in the middle of the downtown area. And so I just kind of got this shot, and just you can see how nice it looks. And just so we're clear, you can see that this is 7200, the sports. Just keep going. Just a building with some great artwork on it, another street, and we're just getting a couple of shots because I was having a problem grabbing some models to uh, to shoot this lens. But we needed some shots, so we just went ahead and walked in downtown Detroit and got a few. This is a sign that they built for the. This is a sign that they built to bring the draft downtown into downtown Detroit that happened earlier this year. And so since the Tigers are doing pretty well right now, everybody's on the Tiger thing. Go Tigers, Detroit, yeah. So, but you can see again just how nicely detailed the shot is. And, just going into, you know, I don't see, to my eye, I don't see any CR or anything. I see a lot of great detail. Same here, just really nice, just great detail, you know, not too much to complain about with this lens. Now, this is the new GM building. I wasn't able to get in an area where I could get um, a better look at the building. But, I thought this was an interesting shot, but you can see the detail here, you know, these are the kind of things where you're going to see a lot of CR in lenses if depending on the quality of that lens. And again, I see none here. The image quality coming out of this lens is exceptional. This is another restaurant. This is the Spirit of Detroit statue that is next to the city county building where the city government is. That's where the mayor of Detroit and the city council meet. So again, just looks very exceptional. This is a image that everyone who comes to Detroit takes. The Renaissance Center right on the riverfront. And you can see just again, exceptional image quality. And just going back to that, you know, because of the way the sun is hitting it, you might see a little bit of purple, but other than that, just clean. Now, Detroit sits right across the river from Windsor, Canada. And so we just kind of took this shot of this boat. And again, just really nice. You know, it's very difficult to see any problems. Now, again, we were shooting in a situation where there was good light. And one more shot. This is a church that is right before the Windsor Tunnel. That's a tunnel that connects to Canada or to Windsor, Ontario. So, getting into the portraits, we were able to get a model later in the week, and again, just take a look here. Absolutely gorgeous, and you can see how well this comes out. And it was, we lost a lot of light, but these still came out. We were shooting at ISO 500. And the way that these came out, just spectacular. This lens does the job, and it does a very good job at only 1,500 bucks. I mean, even at this higher end, I personally do not like to shoot portraits at high ISOs, but that's an image I would be proud of any day of the week. I would not mind sending that to any client that I work with. Just turns out beautifully well. A little bit of editing, gorgeous. It comes out extremely well. And you can see just in every single image, it's coming out well. Now, obviously, we were losing a lot of light, so we had to black and white a few things, but still, really nice. And you're going to see a little bit of, you're going to see some choppiness because again, I'm shooting with the A7R5, but you can see just, it looks good. You know, these black and whites, they look really good. You know, I cannot imagine a lens, a 70 to 200 performing at this level without spending almost $3,000. And this lens is 1,500. And you can see that the image quality is there. Just gorgeous, every single one of them. And at this point, we lost just about all of our light. And, we took out a speed light and started to try and get a few more shots. And you see how nicely that came out. And last shot, just really good looking, just really good. So, I mean, this lens focused extremely well in dark conditions. You know, is it a little heavier than the Sony 7200 G Master version 2? Yeah. Is the image quality different? Both of them have high image quality. This one just does it for 1,200 $1,200 cheaper. It it catches focus, you know. And to be completely honest with you, once I got past the where to put my hand and the muscle memory and everything like that, there was like literally no issue. You know, I'll tell you this, whatever engineers that they have at Sigma designing these lenses and doing them, you know, pushing out these lenses that are high quality, that are built well, but several hundred to to over $1,000 cheaper than their first party competitors. I'm telling you, man, you know, the only thing that you really lose with getting these Sigma lenses is that if you're shooting with the high speed camera, so your A1, your A9 III, anything that's shooting over that 15 frames per second, that's where you only lose out. And then you don't get the stabilization on on the video, the well, not stabilization, but the compensation for the breathing compensation. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about, is the breathing compensation. But this lens did a good job. And this lens has built in stabilization, and it works very well with the body because you can see how sharp these are. You know, that is that is a very clean image. That's a very clean image. Clean. There's there's not too much that you can say that this lens can't do. It performs at the same level that the G Master lenses do, and it does it cheaper. Just like one other photographer who have other reviewers who've used this lens, you know, they said, is the 70 to 200 G Master version 2 better? You can make an argument for that, but in terms of sharpness, in terms of usability, these things are so close. So, if I were you, and if you're if you're if you're shooting, if you're a pro shooter, if you're a advanced hobbyist, this is the lens that you can get in your bag. I mean, this literally takes away the reason for not having a 70 to 200. And again, the G Master version 2 is an excellent lens. I used it. I had a couple of friends let me use it a few times. It's an awesome lens. It has great image quality. But this does it at a much cheaper price because many photographers just don't have the budget for that. So I'm going to leave it there. Um, Thank you for joining me for going over these photos. Please leave your comments in the uh, please leave your comments in the please leave your comments. Please post a comment. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll catch you in the next one.